Sunday, fun day, fun day. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, messenger of God, first child of God, the Lilith, reincarnated here for the divine feminine awakening today. Alright, so in order to keep up with me, we would have to watch that long-ass video earlier about your shadow work. That's all we talked about, is your shadows. We do that too much. I mean, honestly, that's all I ever talk about around here. But on a Sunday, we're supposed to keep it in the light, and we didn't even. The light took us straight into the dark. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's what they do. They lead you straight into your own demise. Anyways, I had a bunch of cards. I just got home. They're all over my all over my altar, and I got to clean them up. So in order to clean them up, I got to deliver the message. So let's get on with it. Out of our archangels... Archangel Fire Oracles, we have Raziel giving you some new stuff. 25. I turned to 29, which is still pretty cool. Alright, let's talk about 25. This is the 10th suit. This is the purple ray, your third eye. Healing qualities are vision, intuition, insight, spiritual sight, clear perspective, psychic abilities, and dreams. Congratulations, you're getting a higher perspective. It just gets worse. Crystals to work with during this time are amethyst, ametrine, fluorite, purple jade, sugilite, alexandrite. Essential oil is lavender. Again, we're supposed to be working with lavender because of what's going on in the universe. The star constellation is Alpha Centauri, which is the centaur. I, being the Sagittarius, love this. Let's get into it. He is taking us through the mysteries. Raziel's name means secrets of God, and like the Jewish high priest in this card, he is the angel of mysteries, associated with the ancient teachings like the Kabbalah. Raziel helps us enhance and deepen our spiritual understanding of erotic knowledge and practice. The Kabbalah does speak of Christ, you know what I mean? They just had a better... Each religion knew of Christ, they just spoke of a different understanding. Okay? Mystical is strongly associated with the gifts of clairvoyance, and he can help your spiritual sight be fully awakened, guiding you to see the truth in any given situation. He can teach you to trust your intuition and inner guidance and boost your personal power to allow you to see past any fears and illusions that may be holding you back on your sacred path. Huh.
Can I say something?
No. Can it wait? I'm in the middle of something.
You want education a bill?
No, I don't want to right now. Your mind is going to try to dumb it down. This, trusting, knowing thyself is understanding where you've... Alright, what was it that they told me? When I was washing the car, and cleaning is very spiritual to me. I spent like an hour washing my car. What did they say to tell you? You could have been many great things if somebody didn't tell you what it was, what it is. Somebody told you everything that you know. They told you what it was. They told you what it is. They told you what it's going to be. And you believed all the shit that was told to you. They told you who you were. They told you how to act. They told you how you're supposed to dress. They told you how and what you are. I'm here trying to make you believe something completely different. I heal you through the power of belief, of believing that you're more than what they told you you are. In essence, they could tell you you're nothing but white trash, but if I tell you long enough that you come from a great line of black ancestors, you're going to wear that, who you were and who you weren't. But who are they to tell you? And that's what this is a discovery. It's a self-discovery of who you really are. You can come to me and you can tell me what you're going through. And I can tell you, based on just the surface level of what you tell me, what could be good for you. But I'm not you. And a lot of this journey is like, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I was told to do. I know what the right thing to do is according to my brain. I know if I go against this, then I'm somehow wrong. But I know that I'm not supposed to do what you, quote unquote, says is the right. So knowing thyself is understanding where you begin. Where are you in this? Is this, you use other people's words. They gave you a name. They told you what time to eat and what to eat. They told you what you are. All I'm telling you is you're none of that. And to take it all off and find out who you really are. What you really like. What you really can do and can't do. And trust me, you'll find it. There's things I can't do no more, bro. I can't just entertain low vibrational bullshit anymore. I can't be in the context of a superficial conversation. I just can't. It fucking irritates the very fucking soul core of my being. But I used to. I used to be a great many things, and I looked well as those things, but I know the way for me. No, I just gave it to him, and that's the whole reason I'm doing a reading, so he can use my hotspot. I just gave it to him. Give him at least 15 minutes of it. You had hotspot all day and didn't share with him. I just shared with him. Sorry, I don't feel like fighting. And that's the whole reason I'm doing this reading. I'm stuck here because I let him use my hotspot, so I got to do something while I'm sitting here, which is I'll teach you. But ultimately, it's like, I can't tell you who you are based on just what you tell me about yourself. I can tell you that all of that was put on you. The choice, your clothes. You didn't get to choose what you wanted to eat. You don't have a choice. Going back to it earlier, I had a choice to make what I wanted or to accept what was made for me. And since I'm so obedient, I'll eat whatever's given to me. It'll be good. It'll be good. I'll eat it. But that's it. It's like you don't make your own choices. Your choices were made for you, and you follow that. But I'm trying to teach you to find you by breaking these rules that you put on yourself or that were put on you. Going back to, you can't date that type of person. You can't talk like that. You can't dress like that. You can't go there. You can't. Who said I can't? I don't know if I can when you keep telling me I can't. Maybe I can. And there's all these limitations to who you can or can't be. I'm here to tell you that you can. It's a you can attitude. But the way to be great is to take it all off and find out what you really are underneath that before they told you what you were. Got it? That's what they had talked about. It's like, somebody told you what it was and what it is and what it will be. And you made them God by their knowing. But it was always passed down. They learned it from someone else. Someone told them, and someone told them, and someone told them. But all of you are wrong. And I show you. We all look at what it was, right? We can all look back to the past. And I can show you a different version of what it was. We can all look at the same present of what it is. But I can show you a different version of what it is. We can all see a future. But I see a different future of what it is. And all of mine is in healing and light. You see a shitty past, a shitty present, and a shitty future. I'm just trying to help you see differently. I teach, I heal you through belief. I try to put more belief in you. All the beliefs that were always here before you. And you choose before you. Not a choice. Okay. Mystical Raziel is strongly associated with the gift of clairvoyance, and he can help your spiritual, giving you the gift of truth in any situation. He can teach you to trust your intuition and inner guidance and boost your personal power to allow you to see past any fears or illusions that might be holding you back on your sacred path. They're fears and illusions that are told to you to confuse you, to limit you. Like Archangel Metatron, Raziel is closely associated with the mystical science of sacred geometry and erotestic symbols. He will often bring you messages in the form of glyphs or sigils, either in your physical sight or in your mind's eye. What does that mean? And symbols. Do you speak ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics? Probably the fuck not. But you're going to write numbers and letters and phrases. These are our systems. time. The most prominent of the tree of life. That symbol. I showed you the book. All right, you're going to start seeing it, but you're going to see that in everything, and that's what I shared to you guys is, Dante's Inferno is the fucking tree of life, bro. It's the fucking tree of life. How did nobody see this? That's the whole Inferno, is the tree of life. Heaven, of course. And it's said, there's seraphim, the highest level of, light to God. Then there's Jesus, and then it works down through it. To what? You? Sorry, I'm an asshole. He will often, The most prominent of the tree of symbols, Raziel is said to be the author of sacred texts known as the Book of Raziel. So you may see symbols of the book around you or be guided to write when he is around. Okay, I don't know what the book is. I didn't read a lot of these books, but probably if we open the book, we're going to be like, damn, I've seen that everywhere. He brings guidance in the next steps in your own alchemical and spiritual evolution. Here's your message. Be open to magic and mystery. Pay close attention to signs and symbols. If you've drawn this card, you may be experiencing an awakening or a deepening of your gifts. What are my gifts telling me? Sex. I ended up in a freaking... I stopped to get gas, which was the cheapest gas I've seen in all of town, and I shared that. But it was a street, so I had to flip around into a parking lot, and the parking lot was Fascinations. And I remember my spirit said, get out. Go and check it out. And I remembered I used to love to dress up for sex. And so I'm in there trying, looking at all this stuff and what I would like to wear. And then they're having a sale, so I grab some stuff. And then I see all the toys. And there's I couldn't believe it. There's every size man. And you can get them in different colors. And then you can change, you just, and it's like, I asked him, I was like, how long does it take to find the right size? And it's like, a while. I'm like, you just keep buying these $75 fucking toys and just doing what with them? In the essence, and it's like, well, how great to find the perfect size, but then not a man to go with it. That's just unbelievable to me. It was so unbelievable, all the stuff they had. But anyways, I go in there, and I was guided to, and it's because that's like, I see this in my future. I see that I'm going to be, I'm going to be intimate with a man, and I like to do this, so I'm preparing for it. And then sure enough, I was like, I don't have any memories of sex. I have 4 kids. I don't have any of it, but I know I used to like to dress up. They're like, do you have an account with us? I was like, probably. I was like, I got the stuff from somewhere, and sure enough, I had an account. How to meet Raziel. You're going to purchase the books and do a visualization. I told you I don't take you into these places. Your imagination, you go into it. You can learn how to meet him, and you can learn how to run through the tree of life. Now, I'm going to jump down to page 88, Becoming the Angel. You channel Raziel's vibration when you embark on a journey of the deepest spiritual discovery. You may find you become interested in erotic concepts and feel drawn to study subjects such as alchemy, tarot, Reiki, quantum physics, and magic, among others. I went looking for answers because something was happening to me that wasn't in the books. But I did turn to medicine first. I went to medical first. I went to science. That's how I understood, the conscious and unconscious. I understood all this. I went to tarot readings. Reiki? No, but I used my own stones, and I healed myself with stones. Amelia! Hold on a second. This is important. Amelia!
What?
Did that oil work?
What?
Did it work a little?
Kinda.
I told her. We'd never tried it before. Me and my daughter suffer from it's from my whole family, ungodly periods. I tried something this week that I'd never done before. She started hers today, and I told her to try it. It worked for me. It wasn't perfect, but it definitely made it easier. And that's it. All you're looking for is something to make it, a happy pill. And it worked for her. And it lightened her period pains where she wasn't in a ball crying. And that's it, too, as you start looking out of it. Quantum physics, I started learning how the planets work and all of this. And that's, magic. I learned that if you put the elements together, magical shit would happen. I learned all of this just trying to figure out what the fuck was going on inside of me. No matter how much you study and how much knowledge you gain, the true spiritual master knows there's no such thing as wisdom without love. Without it, you would be missing the point. That was my first video. All the power is in God. He gives it to you to use in a loving form. The Calabastic Tree of the Life diagram is a conscious map linking 12 spheres with 22 pathways, which represents the journey to enlightenment. It is said that one must master each of the lessons contained in each of these spheres in order to understand the inner workings of the universe. And that's how I describe it to you. I don't have my Kabbalahs in front of me. I could reach under, but I'm too lazy. It's this map. And you have to go up. The first thing is your angels, then your archangels, then your virtues, principalities. You have to learn this. Now, what's interesting is, again, philosophy. Dante showed us in his visions that it was a trip down. And then you go into Carl Jung's, and Carl Jung said it was a trip down. All of them say it, the dark night of the soul. You can't go up until you go down. And then you have to crawl through the pits of hell into enlightenment. But once you're there, you still got to keep, it's a constant flow up and down. That's what I do all the time, is I go up to the highest levels and I bring it down into reality. You can't stay up here because we're here. As much as I try, dude, my body, gravity brings me back. But that's what we're supposed to do. Enlightenment is actually a trip. All right, let's see. If they understand the inner workings of the universe, if they are to. However, there is also a hidden sphere that cannot be taught. It is the sphere of gnosis, knowledge, known as Da'ath. I don't know how to pronounce this. This is a mystical sphere where all the spheres and pathways of the tree of life merge and adapts, become existence. That's where I am. I need to pull out that book. They said I'm entered the 9th dimension. Transcending duality and knowing themselves divine. The arc, or Ark of the Covenant, is actually a chemical reaction that occurs in the brain during the higher states of consciousness. Meaning, no, you don't understand it because your brain doesn't... And that's it, too. And I shared this meme. He's like, in the end, I had to project myself into an altered state of reality. He's like, that makes no sense. If you were smarter, it would. In the sense of, in the end, what did I have to do? I had to leave my body and go to another place outside of my body. I had to project my consciousness. You're nothing more than consciousness, which is the soul. I had to project my soul, my astral body. I had to go into my astral, another part of my being, outside of the brain, outside of my conscious. I had to exit the brain and go into another part of my being, which is my astral body, and travel into the oneness, which is the astral world that connects to all things. You're like, what? I know, I didn't go to school for this. It really happens inside. And I fucking documented it and how to do it. But people are afraid of what they'll lose and what people will think because they watched me losing and people think I was crazy. If you don't hold on to the ego, it'll work. If you keep holding on to this conscious and this reality, it'll never work. You'll look like Kanye. You'll look like a mush. You look like a mess. You can't live in two worlds. His brain he's left the conscious of his brain. You say it. He's not, you know what I mean? He's not of this world. His brain is smush. You leave your brain, bro. How did Kanye do it? I don't know. I just woke up, bro. I woke up in the brain and had to work my way through the brain. And then the brain went silent and all I had was the feelings. And I had to work through that. And now I just work through whatever, you know what I mean? It's just work. Work, 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 work. And that's what it is. It's like this works, though. If you do the work, if you take the journey. And where will you end? It doesn't end. Because now you're being guided. You're no longer in control. You're just going on the ride of your life. Being guided through the toss, the twists and turns of life. I'm in Inglewood. Very close to, Lakewood. And ended up way on the edge of Aurora. At a car shop, or, at a car wash, but then in Aurora, you know what I mean? It's like I was guided. Why didn't you just go to a car wash? How many car washes did you pass on the way to that car wash? At least 7. At least 7 car washes till my spirit said this is the one. And when I got there, you know what was special about this one and not every other one I passed? Every other car wash I passed was so fucking full of people. I don't know how it was possible that they took me to a car wash where there was nobody and I was left alone for an hour and a half to completely detail my car. There was nobody that came up behind me to vacuum. Nobody that cared that I was over scrubbing the shit out of my car, waiting for me to get out of the way. Even after that, I stayed in the fucking car part and completely detailed the inside of my car. There was fucking nobody. And that's what it is. It's like I could go to the easy route and have to fight with everyone else, or I could let my spirit guide me to, it might take a little bit more time for me to get there, but I have peace there, wherever there is, and it's not always, in your own fucking neighborhood and shit like that. But anyways, it's just, this, sorry, I'm a little crunchy right now. Can you hear the frustration? I'm just kind of being thrown into stuff, a lot of stuff. I haven't really chilled. I really just need to smoke a joint and chill. I haven't done any of that today. It's just one thing after another. Totally detailed the house. I got ready to do laundry until my daughter was curled up having a period with a blanket and pillow, and I couldn't take her all the blankets and pillows. I'm not going to wash everything but your blanket and pillow. I'm not going to do it. We'll just put all the wash on wait until we can wash all the wash. Yeah, I'm funny like that, bro. Blankets, pillows, everything, bro. We got to wash it all. Why? Because you're drooling on it. You're wiping your hands on it. They're wiping their nose. They're teenagers, bro. They don't wash their hands enough. The dog fucking licks her butt on every fucking thing, bro. I put my face on shit. I'm fucking cleanly. I don't fucking like it. So anyways, I've been doing a lot of shit, and I'm a little crunchy on you. Sorry. I'm okay. I'm just kind of cranky. I had like 4 to 6 fig bars in the glass of milk when I came in for dinner. That might be it too. I'm hungry. But anyways, it's a consciousness. It's a state of thinking. It's a mentality. You think differently than others, and therefore you're crazy. Accept it. Move on. They're crazy, if you ask me. Okay, thanks, Raziel. And in the beginning, Sariel. The Dark Knight of... No, go figure. I just want to point out they're very intense. Anything I teach you is going to be about this journey. I'm just teaching you, encouraging you to take the journey, showing you all the different levels and how we overcome it, and how the motherfucker never ends. Seriously. There's no completion. Anyways, and to make everything matters worse, right? So I'm buying this stuff because I'm going to, make love and shit. And as I come in and I'm riding the elevator, it is a brand new baby with the hospital blankets around it. A little boy, brand new, as big as her arms. She just brought it from the hospital. Talk about baby fever. And that's how you know I'm not scared. I'm out there looking at dicks, getting ready for the idea of one, and even seeing babies and not screaming and crying. I'm close. But and that's what it is. It's like you think that, it's all easy, bro. I'm a survivor of severe sexual fucking abuse. You know what I mean? All of this, I'm like really putting myself out there to be happy. They say this is going to make me happy, but this has done nothing but hurt me my whole life. And I'm trying to believe, I've done enough healing to believe this is going to make me happy. This isn't going to hurt me anymore. It's a huge recovery. Anyways, walk the flower path. Dun, 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 dun. Sometimes I just hear these songs, dude, and I can't not sing them. Where's my guidebook? That's pretty, isn't it? It is. It's blurred prettiness. I went to 40, which is the journey. 36. 36. And yeah, dude, I'm reclaiming my Lilith, and I'm taking it back from those that abused it. Yes, I can be a total freak in the sheets. But for my husband, nobody else is going to see me in that. I'm not going to take pictures for everybody's enjoyment. It's for one man. I was made for one man's enjoyment, not the world. And he's not going to share me with the world either. Walking the flower path. When the world of shoulds weigh you down, pinning you to a reality too small for you, remember the flowers. They bloom not as a matter of effort, but as a matter of essence. They don't uproot themselves looking for the prettiest bees, to travel from yard to yard looking for the best sun and soil. They don't go from person to person seeking approval of their beauty or fragrance. They stay centered in their plot of ground, and they let their allies and pollinators come to them. They allow those who would see and appreciate their beauty to come to them, and those who do not can just walk on by. This is the realm of beingness rather than striving, and the current moment is an invitation to walk the flower path. It all relates to my earlier videos, and what I just said is like, the world of shoulds. What you should do is weighing you down. It's pinning you to a reality that's too small for you. I don't bloom to be, to stand out. I bloom because I need to bloom. And what comes out of me is not always the most beautiful colors, but they're my true colors. And going back to yesterday's perfume, I don't always smell good either. That shit stunk. Anyways, I don't have to go, I don't have to be... Can you step out, please? Just stop. I just gave you what you want and you're still going. Close the door. Alright, so I'm going into... This is a memory I never told nobody. It stays within me. I went with my mother-in-law to go buy lingerie for my wedding night. And I bought a pretty pink outfit. She stood there next to me and said, yeah, that'll look great, and that's really cute, and you're going to have fun. And she pays for our hotel and everything so we can go have our honeymoon. Years later, she comes back and she says, and he told me how disgusting you were in that fucking lingerie and how fat and filthy you are. Really? That's not what he said when I wore it. And why would he tell his mother this? And why are you telling me this when you were there when I bought it? Why are you trying to hurt me? I remember her saying that to me. She tried to put me down about the outfit I wore on my wedding night as if she was there and it was for her. But just because I included her, she had that knowledge to use against me. I was very big. I was always a big girl. My license says 180. I don't know what it was I didn't know how much I weighed, so I told him the same thing, 180. I was always a big girl. But I dressed it up, and Bobby thought it was unbelievably beautiful. When Bobby came in and I gave myself to him, I was still nearly 200 pounds. And he just kept telling me how beautiful I was and what I wore, and how he couldn't forget it. Going back to Kanye saying, his biggest fear is to have to fuck a fat bitch. How fat is fat to you, Kanye? What, like Kim when she got pregnant? That bitch was fat as fuck. Huge. Enormous. I don't think I ever got that big when I was pregnant. Is that why she couldn't get pregnant again? She was trying to birth a new child, you know what I mean? Your fucking legacy. I didn't. She kept insisting that I try on the outfits. I said I don't want to, because then I'll talk myself out of it. I don't know what I look like. I just want to imagine that I'll look beautiful. But if I see it, then I'll see it. Then I'll see the flaws. Right now, I can only see the beauty in this outfit on me. But if I stand in the mirror long enough looking at it, I'll find something wrong with it. If I stand in front of you naked or with clothes on long enough, you're going to find something wrong with me. Because I should look differently, right? I should something. Who said I should? If I was too big for this, then how come they make it in my size? How come I feel pretty and my man likes it if I shouldn't wear stuff like this? If I shouldn't talk like this, then how come I do and so many people do? I can't begin to explain my empathy for you when you start discovering how much people put on you and how painful it is to take it off and realize that they should have never put that shit on you. Just because you feel ugly and you've never dressed up for your man and he would never want to see you with anything on or off, doesn't mean you have to freaking make me feel bad. And that's really what it is. This is a woman that is a man, ultimately. She doesn't shower, she doesn't clean, she doesn't cook, she doesn't even dress. She dresses in t-shirts and jeans. She doesn't know how to be a girl at all. To be mad at me about my girly ways. Hey, my mom wasn't even a girl. I had to learn how to be a girl on my own too. I started with wearing dresses over dinko jeans. And that wasn't right. I should have wore either one or the other, but I didn't know what I was. Going back to my daughter, you know what I mean? I'm not telling her what she should or shouldn't do. This is an opportunity of self-expression. Your life is nothing more than an expression of discovering yourself through creativity, ways of creativity to express yourself. But all you're trying to do is be someone else. And anybody that does express themselves and is flamboyant, fully out there, just living the best of their life, you want to fucking limit them. Tell them they shouldn't act like that. You shouldn't dress like that. You shouldn't talk like that. Why? Because you can't? Because you can't muster up the strength to be an individual? I can't? I've got to be like you? I was like you. Took me everything. I had to lose everything to become like this. You're not going to tell me to go back to being like you when I wasn't happy being like you. Why do I do? Because I was made to believe that my body wasn't pretty, so I tried to find ways to hide it. So it was pretty during sex. It was all built on an insecurity to begin with. And then as I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Like, how dare her? And she just said that as a bitch. You're gonna tell your son, my husband, doesn't like fucking me? Or nobody likes fucking you, and that's the problem. Get the fuck away from me, you weirdo. True story. She did that, dude. It was a pretty little fit. I don't really remember. I just remember it was bright-ass pink. And I remember her talking shit about it later. Telling me how he thought I was so disgusting. Why would you tell your mom that? Did you really? Why is your mom telling me? And then it goes back to his weird sister. Again, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. She'd sit outside of our fucking door listening to him fuck me. They were sickos, bro. I wonder why I don't let my kids around them. Fucking weirdos. Fucking weirdos. Ah! Healing. That was my ex-husband. 10 years ago. I have not touched or been around men for so long, dude. I was very traumatized. It's taken a long time. Bitch ass. She's an ugly ass bitch. Don't clean, don't fuck. Dude, she don't shower, nothing. It's a dirty bitch, bro. It's a dirty, filthy ass bitch. It's a long line of them. Anyways, moving on. Alright, let's see. Let's start our rebirth with Ishtar. Again, Ishtar is a sexual goddess, and I'm reclaiming my sexual goddess in me. My strongest is my Lilith. But that's it. It's like, especially that conversation we had earlier. It's like, yeah, I know the power I have, but I don't use it against anyone. And I'm teaching you that there's really no power in it. What, that a man is powerless to a naked woman? That doesn't make you powerful. That puts you both in a weak position. Because nobody gains from this. There's no true power in being. What's really hard is to getting a man to, and you know what I mean, to act in his feelings. And his true feelings isn't that. I guess maybe you don't know that. 41, wonderful. 40, wonderful. Let's see. These ones we work backwards, but we don't do them as often as. It's just they used to be able. I used to, dude. No joke. Last summer I could go through 10 cards in an hour. It takes me an hour to go through one card. It's because there's so much more testimony to what this card means in my life. Before they were just, guidance. Now I can really show you how it worked. Daring rebirth. We bring you the empowerment of daring rebirth. The bold spirit in you claims the divine defiance of the phoenix. Where'd your name come from? I was a songwriter. I was of the fortunate things, the magical things that would happen in my life. They called me lucky. And then somebody really, after my divorce, after something, somebody was like, dude, you're like a fucking phoenix. You just bounce back, bro. You just have these crazy stories where you'll have, I've known you for so long. You have so many stories. You're just like a phoenix. You have this whole life, and then it goes into flames, and you start a new one. And that's where it came from. Lucky the Phoenix is what I wrote as my performer name. But when it was all done, I wasn't lucky anymore. I'm the high priestess. I'm still the phoenix. It refuses to defy at every turn, no matter who or what may seek to overpower your spirit, your peace, your loving heart, and wild optimism. You shall triumph in the divine dark rebirth, or daring rebirth. Do not limit yourself with expectations, whether from another or your own mind. That's it. Don't let your mind tell you what you see. Don't let it tell you that you're nothing if you don't do all this. Don't let it control you like it does. You stop it yet. I can't tell you not to, because it does. And don't worry about it. I couldn't either. Mine was far scarier because I'd have people, personalities burst out of my mind onto people, and I could just sit there and watch. I couldn't stop it. Going back to pushing Marshall away over Christmas. I know I pushed him away. I don't know how. I just know that I watched it. I was like, I know that I'm doing this is a pattern. I don't know what the pattern is. I don't know where it's coming from. I am aware that I'm pushing away right now. That's the only thing I know. I can see that much. I'm only so far away from my feelings. I can't figure it out yet. And that's it, is you don't know why you're doing things yet. Your mind's telling you to. And it's not a bad thing that it's telling to you. It's telling you to do the right thing. It's just trying to protect you. But in protecting you, it's limiting you. It's just your parents. You think you can do these things, but you can't. And you have to prove to your mind you can. Because it's never seen you do such things. It was told you can't do such things, and it just reaffirms what it knows. You have to teach it to know better. There is so much more possible for you. A radical, different, and new you to become. Believe, and 70% of why Bobby and I have such a difficulty connecting. Because it takes no time for it to be weird. He knows that he's looking at me, but I'm not me. And even if he talked to me like he used to, he knows I don't know who me was. And now that, you know what I mean? It's like she's easy or she's not. And he doesn't know how, it doesn't change how he feels about me. He just doesn't know how to, he has to tell himself I'm crazy. Because it's too much to be true. I can't really be a real soul. I can't really be a real prophet. I can't really talk to God and dead people. I can't do all these things. He knows I can. But his mind tells him that I'm a fraud, that I can't be real, that I'm evil, that I'm everything that he's seen in TV. It's just trying to protect him because the mind is scared of me. It's seen things in its life that makes him think that I'm something bad. And if I'm not bad and he tries to tell it, then I must be crazy. And when I tell him I was crazy, then he thinks I still am. And when I tell him I love him, he thinks I'm lying to him. He can't believe me. And I can't make him. Marshall gets it. Marshall knows I'm really a soul in here. But he doesn't know how to handle me. Because he doesn't know how to handle people in general. Let alone a whole holy soul. What if I hurt her? That's a funny thought, Marshall. It's one thing you don't have to worry about. I can be hurt and heal myself. You're not going to hurt me. You're not going to mishandle me. Nobody knows how to handle me. I'm learning how to handle me. We learn together. But some of them, they just can't. I can't believe it. You know it. You know it. I'm not normal. But I'm not crazy. I'm not what I was. And I'm not what they say. I'm trying to show you and myself and everybody. Just believe. I can't make you. I don't have to show you. He shows you. Aren't Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't have a fake account. I don't do any of this. It's God. I don't have all that magic when I stand in front of you, Bobby. I'm just a girl with my feelings for you. I have no power. I can't help you or me in those moments, because there are moments. But when I stand outside and I look at all the moments of everybody else's lives and I'm not in them, of course I can tell you the bigger picture. But even as we're having these moments, I'm experiencing them with you. I can still see them outside, but I don't know. I can tell you this is my first time, but you'll tell me a million times we've done this. Not me. And that's where it is. It's like he can't. And that was Russ too in the beginning. They just couldn't believe that I'm not what they think I am. They can't fight their mind and what it believes. But if they can learn that they don't know what I am, then they'll start to understand they don't know anything. And it's a hard thing to learn. It's like you swore you knew. I know why you thought that way, but that's not the truth, bro. That's why it's hard for everyone. They meet me, but then when they start hearing me, then they stay even further away. Going back to Ray. Ray just thought I was a girl on the streets, sort of. He didn't fully. He saw me do witchcraft. He saw me do rituals. He saw all that. But he didn't really choose to believe that part of me. But it's the most dominant part of me. And they don't choose to believe it. Mr. Plum lived with me. I lived with Mr. Plum many times. Especially during, a lot of my practice. Does he believe that I'm a witch? Does he believe that I'm a Christian? Does he believe I'm crazy? You know what I mean? I can't. But he has reason to believe all of that. It's what he chooses to believe. What layer of me do you want to, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was a ghetto broad. I was a lot of things, bro. But that's not what I am. Those things make up what I am, but that's not what I am. They're like, what are you? I'm a high priestess. A servant of God. I'm a holy spirit, reincarnated here on the flesh. I know where I came from. I know what I'm here to do. I know how it ends. I'm just here experiencing it. That's it. That's all. Discovering who I am while I'm here. More and more of who I was in all these other lives. But finding out who I was is finding out who I am. And who I can be. When I realize who I've always been. But it's not who I am currently because I haven't figured out who I've always been. So my future isn't guaranteed. Me and the losing of me. It's the way. Again, all right. I hear you. Hold on. It takes daring to imagine a new life. Boldness of spirit and willingness are needed to allow yourself to embrace and live that different life. You can be in this world as you choose to be. The truth of you can have many different versions, some fearful, some free. There is so much that is possible for you to experience in this life. That's it. You see me as so strong, but those that know me know I'm very vulnerable. You see me as so wise, but I'm so ignorant. It's like I know many things of other worlds, but not of this world. I'm very wise, but very, I'm all of these things. And that's it too. It's like, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. I'm very youthful, but not a fucking show-off child. I'm very mothering, but not a mommy dearest. And I'm very much a crone, very old and wise, but not a nag and a set in their ways old lady. And that's the balance of it. I'm all of that. In one day, I'd be a whole kid and a whole old lady and your mother too. All in one day. Rebirth is a new life, a different you. That is truthful, authentic, and yet more vibrant, radiant, vivid, and free. It is possible for you to have all this. The requirement for rebirth, however, is an experience of shaman. This is not a physical death, it's a spiritual transformation. It requires that whatever is keeping you from living happier, freer, more beautiful, joyful, soul-satisfying life be sacrificed. I truly believe. I can't guarantee I would have been his forever, bro. But I truly believe that if Bobby would have got divorced, he would have been freer. He would have regained himself again. Right now, he's put on the identity as, somebody's father and husband. And that's good enough for him. But he was so much more before he was a father and husband. And he was still a beautiful fucking father and so many things before he became her husband to do the right thing. I know that man. Going back to Russ, I know this will make your life, I know it's going to be hard for you and you'll have nobody, but you'll start to discover yourself without their words in your head, and people will always come to you. You can't hide, Russ. If you stepped out, people would come to flock to you. They'd recognize you and they'd love you. Can't really, you know what I mean? Lewis is still going to be beautiful Lewis Hamilton behind, outside of riding in a car. And that's what it is. If we took away all these things, who would you be? Are you still you? Or are you somebody else? And don't you care to see what you were before you put on all this stuff? To be allowed to die, so to speak, so you can be born anew. The extent you have believed yourself to be those things, felt attached to them, and that your identity was wrapped up in them, you will feel like you are dying. It's really painful, bro. I lost everything. I lost everything that made me me. It was painful, dude. And people thought I was losing my mind just because I was losing material shit. Just trying to find my spirit, bro. And it wasn't in that. You are changed through this process. It will not feel, think, behave, or believe as you did prior to it. Shamanic death creates transfer process. It strips you of what you have believed yourself to be, and what is left is the real you. Unencumbered, unveiled, and true. The need for daring is because shamanic death. The need for daring is because shamanic death and rebirth can frighten the mind. Whilst you will be celebrating after the process happens, when you're going through it, your fears will be stimulated. This is supposed to happen. How else can you lay fears aside unless you confront them and choose to let them go? And that's it, is I've got to face this. This is my biggest fear. I've got to just face it and stop running from it. What was my biggest fear? Homelessness. That's what kept me working like a maniac. I was so afraid of homelessness. And that was the first thing God gave up. You're going to lose this house. You're going to stop working and you're going to lose this and you're going to go into homelessness. Kept me. I wouldn't have came home. I was afraid to come home because I was going to be homeless and living in my car. It would have kept me from home. I would have kept on the street living in a tent because I didn't want to accept, you know what I mean, the possibility of having to live in my car. I had to face it. And it wasn't as bad as I thought. Shameful? Not really. Again, I mean, I changed my clothes every day. We ate every day. We showered every day. I cleaned my car every day. It wasn't shameful. It wasn't something I was proud of. But in the end, I was proud because look I still made this shit-ass situation okay. I made it through this. Fucking Bobby, bro. That was hard. I went against everything, bro. I would never fuck with a married man. I will never fucking be that girl, bro. I'll never be that girl. If they are hiding in the shadows, you can't deal with them. Your fears might be of success, your own value, of being alone or being rejected, abandoned, judged, ridiculed, shamed, or ignored. I had to face it. I knew they were gonna, you know what I mean? I knew people were gonna be ashamed of me, but I had to wear it. I knew people would ghost me, but I had to face it. I knew they would ridicule me and judge me, but I had to. I had to overcome the fear of such things. It might be that you won't know who you are if you are not your job, your relationship, your role as a parent or healer, or any other limited identity you have tried to project into your entire being or your entire being into. And that was strange. She shows up there, he's all doctor. Well, surely not. Meaning that life is over. You lost your hands. You're not a doctor anymore. All he wanted to do was go back to his life. And this girl told you, this doesn't have to be the end of your life. It can be the beginning. You can still heal people with your hands. And that's it. You think it's the end of you. No, it's the beginning of a new you. Life on the other side of that fear might seem unfathomable to your mind. You might worry that you will simply cease to exist. That was Bobby, bro. No matter how he saw it, he saw himself losing his children forever if he was just to leave her. He saw it impossible, but I know he thought about it because he said things like, do you know how expensive it would be to raise your 4 children plus mine? Meaning he took into consideration, first off, my oldest children, which are not even part of the picture. They're grown. They're like closer to your age. And tried to wrap his mind around it, but there was no way. And that's it too. It's like we couldn't make this work logically. Because in essence, what it called for was pure destruction of his fucking life. And mine too. But after I destroyed my life, I'm like, well, why not? Haven't I showed you that God will take care of us? That's kind of where I was at. Ultimately, no, bro. He saw it in the worst case scenario. I was like, that's not what I saw it. I didn't see me ripping you away from your children. I just saw it as you not going home to bed with her. But what he sees and what I see are totally different. I see it in, he sees his fears. I see a future. But then even then, it became unbearable to think about. I was like, God, you're right. You got like 2 baby mamas. You got fucking kids here. You got all these responsibilities. You got fucking problems. You got all of this everywhere. And that's how I looked at Russ. It's like, fuck. This is a fucking totally hot, single, intelligent man that I think that could be a husband. And then the deeper you look at him, you're like, dude, you are so attached to everything. There's no room in your life for a woman like me. You couldn't possibly make room for people or anything. You're too fucking busy, Lewis. Yeah, Marshall, you ever gonna have time for a girlfriend? And that's it. It's like you guys have too much to unpack to even have room. There's no room for a person like me in your life. Just to be clear, however, no one has transitioned from fear-based reality into love-based reality has ever said, will ever say, I miss my fear-based reality. That's it. You don't want to go back to that. There's things about it that, you miss some of the items, some of the memories, but you don't miss the life. Although it can be painful, what you are giving up will not be the cause for regret. The extent to which you are willing to date to confront and release your fears rather than believe your fears are accurate reflections of reality. In this extent to which you can experience rebirth. Your rebirth, I'm seeing DMX. DMX, so I'm on that roller, or it was some kind of ride. It was a sling ride in Las Vegas. So hurry up before I lose my shit. Oh my god, some scary shit. Ah! Ah! Like, why did I do this? All right, you could do it, bitch. Do it, bitch. Do it. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Do it. And then after it's done, he's like, "We did that shit. Act like you're." Oh no, they saw us. Nah, bro. Fucking scared as fuck when I go to do this shit, bro. Nobody said I wasn't scared. I'm fucking terrified. The point is I'm pushing through this scary feeling. I'm so scared. But I've got to overcome this, dude. It's not going to stop me anymore. I can do this. It doesn't matter. I can... Oh, God, I'm so scared. I'm crying, bro. Literally crying. Crying. All the way through. I'm scared for my life. As if I'm going to die or something. It's not real. But you... Shot at tree. I was so scared I would lose Bobby forever if I did this. And I knew I would, I'd lose Tree. I did. But I fought through it. And I showed my own worth. And, you know, I remember going back to Russ that night. Oh, God, I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. And then what he did next was even twice as embarrassing. Like, act like it didn't happen. It didn't happen. You're trying to act like it didn't happen. Bitch, it happened. That's why he won't look me in the eyes again. Yep. Anyways, to it. It was stupid, bro. It was stupid. It's your decision whether to challenge that fear now, later, or at all. If you're doubting your readiness and capacity, however, this oracle suggests that you are more than ready than you think you are, and that your time is now. There is a new you emerging, and it might shock your friends and family. People may accuse you of not being you anymore, but you are becoming more you than ever before. That's it too. They're being fake. No, this is just the real me. Trust the new you emerging in the greater authenticity and strength you are discovering in yourself. That goes back to my family. I sent messages to them. They said I was crazy. They said I was a drug addict. They said all of these things. Then they had to watch my videos. I'm none of those things. I'm a whole fucking mystic, bro. I'm none of those things. I don't even do drugs or alcohol. You forced me into that lifestyle. You raised me into that lifestyle. And you deem me to be bad when I walked away from it? Yeah, bro. That's it. You don't need to have to squash your being to fit in with the expectations of any others. Through Daring Rebirth, you tap into the courage you need not only to go through the process of transformation, but the spiritual sassiness you need to give yourself permission to love and to be the new you that emerges at the other side of this. Treasure that self-born, for it has been a hard one and is a divine treasure. And as much as I'm sitting here buying lingerie and telling you these great stories, I encourage you to go back to December where they're trying to get me to face him and my sexual, you know what I mean, side, and that, you know, I'm too afraid to go anywhere near him. I want nothing to do with him because I don't want to deal with, you know what I mean, the pain. But it wasn't painful. It was all in my head. I was thinking about what happened last time. I was projecting the past into the present and into my future and just running from what happened last time. When really I just had to admit that last time was really painful. Treasure that self-born, for it has been hard won and in a divine treasure. That's it. It's been a long time coming, bro. The very thought of sex made me cry every time. Men coming close made me angry. I'd push them away. I'd throw huge fits. I'd go straight into my emotions and into my traumas and just fucking break and panic and just self-sabotage so badly through this whole journey. You think I'm getting better, but I'm getting worse. It looks like, but I'm trying to get close. I'm trying. And eventually that was it. It's like, okay, then I had to face sex. It's like, this is what they're going to want. They're going to want to have sex with you. And that was like a whole nother fucking thing upon myself. Like, fuck. Hey, bro, you really better not be that big. Those penises were enormous. The biggest I saw in there was 8.5 inches. It was enormous, bro. It was enormous. They say that the typical man is 5'3". So they were fucking enormous, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you fucking girls? In the sense of, I guess you have a normal humans. You have a full woman size fucking now, where mine is the same size it always was as a child. And that's, what obviously makes sex great with me, but also makes it traumatic and painful. When I realized that it was actually scientific, like it was the shape of me, I cried so hard. I was like, I'm never going to be able to have sex, bro. And I prayed. I prayed for more pushing for the cushion and a pencil. And I left it alone, and I just kept back to work. And, it's a terrible story, bro, but it's like, it's healing, bro. I've come this far. I'm gonna have sex again. Or for the first time. And I'm gonna enjoy it, because God said. And I had to do a lot of work to get here, bro. That's what I said. I can't cry every time you drop your pants, because I'm not healed. I can't be afraid of you. I can't close my eyes and black out and just let you have your way with me like I did my whole life. I've got to face this. So, like, on a date like today, when I'm getting ready for it, it's like it's been a long time coming. And just because I'm, trying on the suit, I mean, buying condoms, or if you would, doesn't mean I'm any closer. It just means that I'm closer. I'm preparing for, the big challenge. Were you afraid? I'm so embarrassed to be so old and ask that question. But were you guys afraid the first time? I don't want to forget. I don't want to black out. I don't want to go into pain. I don't want it to be, I don't want to go into shock and into pain and say I can't take it. Just have this thought. It's like, what happened? You just have to, right? Would he still love me if he couldn't fuck me? It's a good question, right? It's a good question. It's what they all want. Spirit's like, what is that what you want? I don't know. They say it's good. I don't know what I can't tell you what I don't want. Again, if I don't know if I like it, then how can I tell you I want it? Did I learn to like it if I don't? Did you like it the first time? I don't know. Again, shadows. Lovely. Can you stop pulling my dirty ass underwear and hanging them out? Oh, man. It's more like my Pampers is what they're saying. That's not funny. I'm trying to make jokes out of this. It's not funny. Anyways, let's move on. Healing process. To integrate, you may like to say the invocation below. I'm calling in a spirit to you. If you don't want to hear this part, mute it. I call upon the crystal angel of Astro, the goddess Ishtar, who loves me unconditionally. And of course, it had to be Ishtar, who goddess of sexual, you know what I mean, pleasures, who loves me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing empowerment of daring rebirth. May I be held in the loving embrace of the Divine Mother as... I feel like a child, bro. Like, so scared. Like, you've done this before. I've never done this. It doesn't matter how many times in what lifetime. I've never done this. Why can't you understand this, people? Yeah, my mind knows what to do. It remembers it. It remembers. I don't. It's not going to show me the memories. It never has. In essence, I know I'm good at it. But I don't know if I like it. Daring rebirth. That's what you have to be, is daring. May I be held in the loving embrace of the Divine Mother as I thoroughly shed my old sense of self, the known world, and embark upon the divine adventure of daring rebirth. May I be fearless and free to be all I can be. Through divine mercy and my own free will, so be it. Sacral chakra. Facing outwards. Well, at least I have a good sacral now. Told you. And we just happened to buy the sacral chakra oil. Synchronicities. Told you. I'm guided. Why didn't you do it before? They never told me before. It could have been dangerous. I choose of my own free will, through this and any lifetime, and through all layers of my entire being, to approach the shadow within with love, gentleness, light, and determination, to choose to confront and release fears holding me back from fulfillment of my divine potential. I wish to embrace daring divine rebirth. I'm willing to let go of who I have believed myself to be, to discover and unveil more of who I truly am. Through divine empowerment and unconditional love, so be it. I couldn't even have that talk with my children. In essence, I could probably call my daughter and she could tell me what sex is like at this point. She'd have to sit and talk to me and my kid about it. I'm so wise, but I'm so... Here we go. I'm going to pray for you. May divine love bring comfort, grace, and assistance to all beings through any experience connected to divine rebirth, according to unconditional love, divine mercy, and in service to divine feminine wisdom, evolving through him at this time. So be it. Your affirmation to say 3 times on page 188, that's twice now. I am, and that's what somebody said in one of their videos. I heard it today. They're like, you might be seeing 8. Oh, was that Kelly? Kelly said it this morning. I didn't really listen to you, Kelly. I couldn't do it. I'm reborn as myself, radiant, wild, divine, and true. And you know, that's what's very intriguing, guys. Is as much as I change, my love for you doesn't. It just grows stronger. Truly, you don't change. I do. But it just means I have more love for you. The more I change doesn't make me... doesn't pull us apart. It just pulls you apart. Because it forces you to have to be different with me. But in essence, the way you'll learn to handle me will be better because you'll learn how to handle everyone with reverence, respect, and compassion and understanding. All of us have special needs. You can't treat everyone the same. And when you learn how to treat someone like me and realize that everybody is a soul like me, not fully awoken, you'll start treating humanity better. But first, you're going to have to see it in me. You're going to have to see that I'm more than human. And that's what we are. We say we're just human. And that's our excuse for our being. But we're more than human. It's our human existence that makes us weak and fragile. You know what I mean? Me being a soul stuck in this body without knowing how to make it through is what makes me fragile. Take me out the body and look how fucking powerful I really am. But trying to find my way in this body through this world is what makes it difficult. But again, my spirit can guide me through this. But it's hard for the body. And that was it earlier. I was so fucking tired. I was trying to walk up to, I don't know where I was walking up to, a gas station or something, and I just felt like 5 million pounds heavier. Oh yeah, trying to pay for my gas. It's like, man, I feel like I weigh 500 pounds. In the sense of, I didn't gain no weight. I still haven't eaten anything. It's just, I have put so much weight on this body by just the shit I have done with it today that it is so much heavier to carry than it was earlier today. You know, I did so much, and now my body is just so heavy to carry. In the sense of, it's your body, bro. Gravity and all that good shit. We're still in the shadows, but it's feeding into it. The light is feeding the darkness. Because, you know, you can't get to the light without the dark. It's like, I'm always gonna, as much as I'd like to change the channel and, you know, make it a happy, you know, love and light message, it's what I specialize in, bro. My healing and yours, and it's an evolutionary process, because just when we think that we're all good, we realize there's places in our lives that we can be better, that need more love, that need more understanding, that need more, you know, caring. And that's it. As excited as a good moment is, it becomes bad because you get pushed into your fears and insecurities. What if it doesn't fit? What if my cellulite shows? What if it rides up my ass? What if it's loose on? You know what I mean? Like all these things. All these things. And that's why I was like, you know, we're just filled with insecurities. We're not secure in our flesh. We don't know. We're going to be all knowing, but we don't. And that's where the excitement is the innocence and the naivety. I don't know. That's what he said to me. He probably said that. He's like, you should know how you're going to feel if we do this. I don't know how I feel. This is what I'm most discovering, is how I feel about things. I might feel that way today, but I won't feel that way tomorrow. So I might not have a good first experience. Just like everything in life, the first experience isn't always the best, but maybe it'll get better. I can't give up. I can't be like, oh, it hurts too much, I can't do this, we're just never going to have sex. I owe it to myself and to my husband to find ways to have a thing. Because it is a good thing that God gave to straight couples. I said, something they can enjoy together. And he wants me to be able to enjoy that with someone. Instead of just, you know, using it as power or submission. And, you know, I know you guys are much older. There's some young people that are hearing this, but have you ever asked yourself how you feel about it? I know that's pretty intimidating to a man, to know that we could literally go and pick out the perfect size and shape. But I feel like you do that too. You spend all day looking for the perfect size and shape to plug. It was surprising to me. It was very surprising. And they didn't stop there, trust me. I was very confused. You know what I mean? They had toys that go in everywhere. That's so much pleasure. Like, why so much at one moment? It's like they literally go in everywhere, and they're supposed to bring pleasure to all parts. You have the toys that don't go in anywhere, that don't penetrate, and then you have full penetration, and then they do all different things inside of there. And I'm like, a penis doesn't do any of that. It doesn't vibrate and twirl and do all of that stuff. So what are we doing here? You're making yourself comfortable to something that's not real. You're making yourself addicted to something that's not real. And then like the shapes of this stuff, right? So they have like this, let's have this adult talk here. You choose the width and the length of the shape that penetrates, but then it also comes with like something that goes in your butt. But that's not the shape and the width of an actual dick. Not the ones I was seeing on the wall. A 5 and 3/4 normal sized dick going in your butt is not the size of those that were on that thing. And then they have something different called a butt plug. And all this stuff, and it's like you're doing all this for pleasure. I just heard the lady sell 3 different couples some kind of pills that are supposed to get them turned on, and after so much time it'll keep them turned on. Why are you exploring, you know what I mean, like you're not having pleasurable sex, that you have to bring in more and more to make it pleasurable? It was very intriguing to me. Again, I don't know sex to be pleasurable, so I can see this as an outlet of exploration. A very expensive outlet. That shit was very expensive to go exploring in the sexual department. But then it's like, alright, say I go through all these dicks, perfect dick. Now I gotta go and find a guy that fits that dick? Let down. And they had to not have as many women toys as they do men. Meaning women are far more hard to please, obviously. And that goes back to what's wrong with you. I mean, obviously it's a woman thing. Look at this store. It's not easy. They want it, you don't know what they want and where they want it and what feels good. And apparently, and I gotta be honest, just looking at the crowd, it was a bunch of women like myself by themselves. This one woman spent over $400 on shit. I mean, they were having a sale, but Jesus Christ. All kinds of stuff. In the sense of she's gonna have a good time, but not with somebody. Or maybe with somebody. I don't know. That's not what God intended for me and Adam to happen in that garden. I fled from sex since the beginning. Is it a surprise that do you understand how it's just replayed? The only difference now is the power is used against me. And now I have to, rediscover my power. We talked about this real deep. We have been, and it's Lilith. This is a power that we need to speak on, and we need to have these conversations. Adult talk to, we just don't have these talks. Or maybe I should have, and I just didn't have a mom to talk to, or a dad, that were actually good parents. Maybe there are parents that have these actual talks. I think that comes later after you've already had sex and now they feel confident they want to talk about it before you have sex. I don't know. Anyways, shadows. I'm facing my own. I don't know if you have a shadow around sex. If not, I might have created one that you might need to dig up. I still have more teachings. How many did I get through? We still have the key of light and we have honoring your feelings. We'll do those tomorrow. I love you. Laters. Bye.